Alright, welcome to part 1 of the exam pack. We are looking at past exam questions so that you know what are the possible questions you can expect in your June 2023 exam. So the questions we're going to look at in this video comes from the Eastern Cape paper of November 2020. The video is also going to be a combination of Afrikaans and English to accommodate both learners. Alright, so let's get started. So the first question in your test or in your exam is definitely where you have to score marks. So let's look at question 1. Right, so vraag 1 sê, gegee die volgende getalle. En dan vra hulle vir jou, wat in die van die bogenoemde getalle is iets van die volgende. So wat jy altyd eers gaan doen, is jy vat jou 3 getalle wat ek vir jou gegee het. So you take the 3 numbers I gave you, and you put it into your calculator to see what is the value it gives you. Alright, so if I put root 5 into my calculator, I'm going to get 2,236, etc. So it's a repeating number. If I put in the cube root of 27, I'm going to get a final answer of just 3. And when I put in the root of -4, it's going to give me a math error. Now, knowing this, I can already make some assumptions, also knowing my number system. So the first question asks you, which one of these numbers is a rational number? So remember, a rational number is any number with less than 3 decimals. Alright, so looking at the 3 options I have, the only option is number 2, which is the cube root of 27. So onthou, 'n rasionale getal is enige getal met minder as 3 desimale plekke. So as ons kyk na die 3 getalle wat ons het, is die enigste getal wat minder as 3 desimale plekke is dan die derde makswortel van 27. Then my second question asks me which of these numbers is imaginary. So imaginary means it does not really exist. It's usually when your calculator gives you a math error. So looking at my options, I can definitely see that, oh, this one here gave me a math error. So the answer here would be the square root of -4. So wanneer ook al of jy vra vir 'n imaginêre getal, dan weet jy dis gewoonlik 'n getal wat vir jou 'n math error gegee het as jy met jou sakrekenaar getik het. So the number 1 tip I can give you with question 1.1 or similar questions is to always first work out what are the answers of these numbers I gave you, and then you take those answers and then you determine, is it rational, is it real, is it irrational, or whatever. Right, so let's move on to question 1.2. So question 1.2 reads, write 147 as a binary number. Skryf 147 as 'n binêre getal. Alright, so yeah, I already started it. So remember, binary numbers always works in 2 to the power of something. Alright, so whenever you want to convert it, you have to get the highest number, or the closest number to the one you have, but it cannot be higher. Alright, so the closest number to 147 will be 128. So die getal naast aan 147 wat nie groter is as 147 nie, is 128. Alright, so I'm going to take that number and I'm going to subtract it. So I'm going to say 147 minus 128. Alright, doing that, it gives me an answer of 19. Now we repeat the same steps. Alright, so the number closest to 19, but it cannot be greater than 19. So die getal naaste aan 19, maar kan nie groter wees as 19, will be 16. Alright, because 32 is greater than 19. So I'm going to take my 16, I'm also going to subtract it from 19. So 19 minus 16 will give me 3. Now I repeat the same thing. So the number closest to 3, but what is not larger than 3 or greater than 3, will be 2. So I'm going to take my 2, I'm going to subtract it, so that will give me 1. and then the number closest to that will also be 1, and if I subtract that, I get 0. And this is exactly what I want. I always want a 0. Alright, so now we just have to rewrite it. So I have a 2 to the power of 8, 2 to the power of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So all numbers you used, you put a 1, and if you did not use that value, then you're going to say 0. Alright, so did we make use of 256? No, we did not, so we're going to put a 0. Did I make use of 2 to the power of 7, which is 128? Yes, I did. So I'm going to put a 1. So wanneer ook al jy die getal gebruik het, sit jy 1. As jy nooit die getal gebruik het nie, dan sit jy net 'n 0. So die volgende getal is 2 tot die mag 6, wat eintlik 64 moet wees. Okay, so I did not use 2 to the power of 6, so I'm going to make it a 0. Alright, 2 to the power of 5, I also didn't use, so it's also going to be a 0. 2 to the power of 4, I did make use of a 16, so I'm going to put a 1. Then 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, I did not use. I also didn't use 2 to the power of 2. I did, however, use 2 to the power of 1. And I also made use of 2 to the power of 0. So the binary number of 147 will be this part, which is 10010011. And you can just put a small 2 there to indicate that this was in fact my binary number. Alright, so now I can go back to question 1.3. So this was question 1.2. So question 1.2 says, calculate the following and leave your answer as an integer. So now I'm giving you the binary number. Alright, so firstly, the first thing you have to do is you have to change it from a binary number into a normal number or integer. Alright, so at the moment they gave me 1101, if I'm not mistaken, and they also gave us 101. Alright, so we're going to do exactly the same we did here. So now I'm giving you the binary number, I'm giving you this part, so you have to work out what is this part. Alright, so it will be 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3. So which ones did I use? I had a 2 to the power of 0. Okay, I did not have a 2 to the power of 1 because it's 0. I did have a 2 to the power of 2, there's a 1, and I did have a 2 to the power of 3. So now you take these answers and you just add those you used together. So I have 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, 2 to the power of 2, which is 4, and 2 to the power of 0, which is 1. So this will give me 13. Alright, so jy vat die getalle wat jy gehad het, soos waar daar 1 is, en jy plus hulle by mekaar. So kom ons in die selfde aan hierdie kant, so ons weet ons begin altyd by 2 to the mag 0, 2 to the mag 1, 2 to the mag 2, so as daar 1 is, beteken ons het hom gebruik, so daar is 'n 1 by 2 to the mag 0, daar is nie 'n 1 by 2 to the mag 1 nie, so ons het hom nie gebruik nie, en dan het ons weer 1 by 2 to the mag 2. So ons vat die 2 to the mag 2, en ons plus hom by die 2 to the mag 0, so die 2 wat ons wel gebruik het, wat vir my 4 plus 1 gee, wat vir my 15 gee. Ag, 5. Alright, so now the question asks you to multiply this, so now you're just going to take your two answers, so 13 times 5, and if I calculate that, it will give me 65. The question did say leave your answer as an integer, of los jou antwoord as 'n heel getal, so we're not going to convert the 65 back into a binary number. Alright, so this was question 1.3.1. Okay, let's quickly have a look at question 1.3.2. So exactly the same thing. So I have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Alright, divided by 101. Alright, so now once again we're going to do the same. So jy begin by jou laaste getal, so daar is 2 3 mag 0, 2 3 mag 1, 2 3 mag 2, 2 3 mag 3, 2 3 mag 4, 2 3 mag 5. So almal wat ons wel gebruik het, gaan ons highlight. Okay, so daar is 'n 1 by 2 3 mag 0, daar is 'n 1 by 2 3 mag 1, by 2 3 mag 2, 2 3 mag 3, 2 3 mag 4 en 2 3 mag 5. So dit beteken ons moet al hierdie by mekaar plus, ons gaan sê 2 3 mag 5, plus 2 3 mag 4, plus 2 3 mag 3, plus 2 3 mag 2, plus 2 3 mag 1, plus 2 3 mag 0. En as ek dit uitwerk, you can obviously use your calculator as well. It will give me an answer. Alright, it will give me an answer of 63. 63. But we're going to do the same with this part. So I'm just going to move it up a bit where we have space. So 1, 0, 1. So it's 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2. So everywhere where I had a 1, I know I used it. So I had a 1 here, 2 to the power of 0. I didn't have a 1 at 2 to the power of 1, so I'm leaving that 1. And then 2 to the power of 2 also had a 1. So this will be 2 to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of 0, which is 4 plus 1, which is 5. Alright, so the question said divide these two. So we're going to say 63 divided by 5. And if I calculate that, it will give me 12,6. Alright, and we're going to leave our answer as an integer. Ons gaan ons antwoord los as 'n heel getal, omdat die vraag vir dit gevra het. Alright, so this is it for part 1 of the video. So please come back for part 2 so that we can continue with the rest of the questions.